Good morning, everybody. We are here today with David Papini. David is a psychologist and coach and has an extensive experience within companies, both as an employee, so as a worker, and also as a coach. We asked David to give us an overview of the main emotions involved in the workplace. I leave the floor to David.
Yes, I mainly listen to my clients when they talk about the space they work in when they are not there. So they are talking about their workplaces, and the very often the underlying emotion is anxiety. Beside the fact that it's negative or positive, it's an energy that goes most of the time when they talk about this, and anxiety is very generic as an emotion, so it can be related to very different stuff in the workplace. One is hierarchical position. So the lower you are in the hierarchy, the most anxious you are most of the time. This is also true for chimpanzees and bonobos, and other. If you read Robert Sapolsky work about that, I mean, it shows how the cortisol levels are higher the lower you are in the hierarchy, basically. On the opposite side, when I work with executives, the anxiety may be related to loneliness, for example. You are very high in the hierarchy, you are alone, and you have to make decisions, and you have no one you can trust enough to have a discussion or whatever. So you can have a lot of anxiety when your personality is more on the introvert side and less in the extrovert side. So the more introvert you are, the more anxious you are in open spaces. And I have clients that say, what should I say when I am at the coffee machine? I mean, I stay there and I pray that I just have my coffee and I can go away, which is the exactly opposite for extroverts. An extrovert become anxious when he's isolated. An extrovert get energy from interacting with people, even people they do not know very well. And Susan Cain wrote a very great book about that. The title is Quiet. The subtitle is The Power of Introverts in a World That Cannot Stop Talking.
Very interesting. So we might say that introverts and extroverts have also different roles within a company and need different spaces.
The energy metaphor is quite useful when you think about spaces because, I mean, as you said, the issue is how can we have an optimal energy level at work, basically. And so one issue is extrovert versus introverts, and the culture prejudice that you have. Extroverts are seen, at least in the Anglo-Saxon culture. I mean, on the European culture, maybe less in the Asian, but like if you are extrovert and you are able to talk with confidence in front of an audience, that's considered much more valuable than being able to think slowly about stuff and looking at pictures from the outside. I mean, so this is a problem of culture, basically. And also it becomes a problem in spaces because if you think how an extrovert recharges and how an introvert recharges, it's very different. And for example, gaming room, you have company that gives space where you can have a gaming room. A gaming room is okay for someone that needs feeling more activated in order to recharge. There is someone else that needs something like meditation or even places where you can enter without anyone seeing you that you enter, for example. If you are a narcissist or if you are a very extrovert, being seen by others can be something that positive, I would say. But
You said something interesting, like the capacity of going out of the situation and looking at the big picture. That's also a skill that we need within companies.
Yeah.
Because maybe in a crisis moment, they are also very useful.
Yeah, you should have a bias for action. For example, in coaching, most of the coaching is built around the idea of goals and action and actionable. And but the problem with the bias for action it is that it's a bias. And an introvert has less a bias for action. It's more like a bias for reflection. And reflection, if you think that reflection is wasting time as a company, you may have a problem in crisis times, for example. So